Okay, so this is a review of the solar lights that I purchased at Amazon. They are flood lights, the 25 watt Apono system. And the things that I like, the reason why I bought this is essentially for this. It has a long cable, so that means that the lights themselves are not attached to the solar panels, so I can place that light in a place that is dark. In my case, it's going to be in an exterior shed in my property, and under an eave, that's where I store the firewood. So there were a couple of assumptions I made because there were 6 concrete sleeve anchors, which once you screw this side, it pushes against this and this would expand it out, so it locks it in place. And there were essentially 3 lightings, the 2 lights and 1 solar panel, so I'm assuming it would be 2 for each. I'm assuming that those would be the ones that would be fastening the brackets against the wall itself. So that remains the other piece of hardware that we have, which is just a couple of little butterfly bolts and some screws. So for the installation of those, there were screws on this side in which you just put it through. And then you can use this to keep it in place. And that will hold this particular bracket in place. And now we can continue the installation. I'm going to do the same for the other side and then be ready. You notice that on this particular connector, there's a little indentation on the top and the 2 little pins. If you look in the solar panel, what's coming out of it, you notice that there's the 2 male pins and the little indentation on top. And this slides down. This is what's going to lock everything in place. Line the 2 of them up, connect, and then you screw this all the way back in. Now, because of the brightness of the light that I'm using, the solar panel is actually, there's a photocell and it's indicating that it is already charging. And you can see the indicator light over there that shows that it is charging. Same remote control. And then there's the amount of brightness. It flashes when it indicates that that's maximum. It indicates that that's at minimum, maximum. Then in the remote control, you can set to auto, so it uses the photocell to detect when it's dark, when it's light. And you can set to only leave for 3 hours since it detects darkness, 5 hours after it detects darkness, or 8 hours. These buttons plus or minus, according to the manual, they say that they don't work. It's just the brightness buttons. All right, so this is the installation of the first one, and it was super easy. I did not use the anchors that they provided because this is going into just a wood beam. So it just went straight into the wood beam with normal screws, fastening screws. And final test, and it turns on. I placed it, I waited until there's a little bit of shade in the photocell so the light would turn on. Otherwise the light would, and now going for maximum brightness. Reached maximum brightness. This is great. Next, install the solar panel and the other ones. Finished installing this second light. You can see by the red light that it is charging. Little test. It does work. Gonna allow me to see what I'm doing at night. And final step, it's going to be cable management, just to make everything nice and neat. And then we're done. Super easy installation. Thumbs up.